my own view is that this act represents an unprecedented attack on the individual rights of American workers and American citizens, both by virtue of removal of the secret ballot in the workplace and the removal of workers to agree to a contract which they feel is appropriate for them. The removal of these two rights of American workers is a reversal of progress for American workers, which has been fought over many, many years. And in some respects, of course, it's ironic that the people who are standing up and fighting for the rights of workers are Republicans who are thought of being on the side of business. But this goes well beyond business. This goes to the right of a worker to be able to make his or her own decision with regards to the contract they're going to live by and with regards to whether or not they want their company to be unionized. I have some experience, direct experience, with regards to this type of legislation. When I was governor, the legislature passed a card check equivalent bill that would apply only to public sector workers. I vetoed that, but as my Democratic replacement took office, surely owing what is owed to unions in certain elections, he was willing to sign that bill. The bill was signed and put into effect. Over the summer, unions targeted a charter school, and of course with no requirement to notify the company or the charter school leadership that it was being targeted for unionization. They were able to approach teachers that were away from school, get them to sign a card check, and then when the fall came, the teachers announced that the school was now unionized. The leaders of the school, the principal, and so forth had no idea necessarily that this school was being unionized, and that is obviously a model of what the union movement would like to see occur throughout the country. The violation of the right of individuals to be free of intimidation is, of course, linked to a secret ballot. History around the world shows that if you have elections where the parties who are suing for your vote are free to see who voted for whom, that would dramatically increase the potential for intimidation by both sides, both by management and by labor. But in this case, I think labor must have concluded that they will be the beneficiaries of that kind of potential, and as a result are urging this legislation which would remove from individuals the right to a secret ballot. In addition, the right of binding arbitration which they intend to impose is a grab of power by the federal government. You basically are saying the workers in a workplace and the management that are running an enterprise will not be free to set their own work rules and their own compensation parameters, but instead the federal government will step in and start mandating these things for American businesses. Again, a dramatic reversal of the rights of workers in the workplace. I would tell you that from my own perspective, as somebody who has been associated with running a large enterprise that was existent when I took its reins, as well as being associated with a number of startup enterprises, that my own view is that legislation of this nature would be calamitous for the U.S. economy, short-term and long-term, but particularly long-term. And the reason I say that is, as you well know, our economy is a living entity in some respects, in that there are literally millions of jobs that are lost every year as businesses go out of business. And they are replaced by a little more, in normal years, a little more than the millions that are lost by additional millions that come in as new businesses start up and as they grow. It's an ongoing process of creative destruction. You wish all the businesses would succeed, but somehow the new that come along are more agile and more effective than some of the old, and the new take over the old, and we become a more productive nation as a result of that. In my view, if you say to entrepreneurs, to people who are thinking about risking their own money to start a business, hey, guess what? If you start a business in the United States of America, there's a very significant chance that once you reach 10 employees, your employees are going to be targeted and intimidated to form a union. You won't even know it's happening. Then there's going to be a potential for a binding arbitrator to come in and tell you how to have your work rules in your business and how to pay your people. If you create that kind of cloud over the creation of a business, you're going to encourage fewer and fewer entrepreneurs. It is a black cloud on entrepreneurship. It would be a dampener for the creation of new enterprises, and it is new enterprise and small business which allows our economy to add employment over long periods of time. So I'm convinced that this act would be calamitous for the U.S. economy, would place us in an inferior position relative to other economies in the world, would cause entrepreneurs of businesses with great potential to locate those businesses elsewhere or not begin them at all. And it is therefore an act which is outrageous in taking away the rights of individuals to the secret ballot, and also seriously harmful to the creation of new businesses in this country, both because of its binding arbitration provision and for its removal of the right of secret ballot.